Howdy, people. It's the Honda Hustle. Welcome back to Tiny Track Cars. Today we have a bunch of Hondas, 16 to be exact, 4 groups of 4 hitting the track here at the Tiny Track Cars Open Circuit. First up, it's a Honda Civic Si in orange, and then a black Honda CRX Turbo. Apparently, it says Turbo on the side, so I got it. And then we have a white 2018 Honda Civic Type R, and last up, but not least up, a yellow 2016 Honda Civic Type R. Those cars are going to head straight to the starting grid. It looks like we have the lights on here at the Tiny Track Cars Open Circuit. Daytime racing with the lights on. You gotta love it, folks. Down over the jump they go. The CRX bouncing around. The rear end really light on that guy. The motor's in the front, and those things are lightweight. They bounce around. Honda Civic Si in orange, flying around in first place. Over the jump it goes. There's second jump. Is there a third jump on this track? Yes, we're in the 3-jump format. Rally mode. 3 cars across the finish line. It looks like we have one missing from the equation. It's the 2016 Honda Civic Si. Did not make it across the finish line. We head right into race number 2, and they rotate one position clockwise. It puts the Civic Si right here next to us, and the 2018 Type R in the far lane, now in the close lane, now in the far lane, now in the close lane, now back and forth. Whoa! The Honda Civic Si flies up in the air and hits the guardrail and causes some absolute chaos. Hits the CRX spins around, gets hit by the 2018, and then the 2016 Type R just decides to flop on its roof. The CRX is off to the races. Nope, the CRX is upside down. The 2018 Type R is the only car left on its wheels, and it looks like it might roll down and be the only one to finish this race. It looks like the CRX might have had a chance. Wow, what a crazy race. That one crash from one car in the lead caused a chain reaction, and everybody wrecked out except for the 2018 Type R, who crossed the finish line and earned some points for himself. They rack him up again, and they're out of there after they rotate. Over the jump they go. Those Type Rs are side by side. The Civic Si now on its roof. The CRX is looking absolutely fast out there, right on the 2016's tail. Will he be able to get by? He does get by into that turn. Down into the final straight they go. Oh, the 2016 Type R tries to come back in a last-second move, but does not make it there across the finish line before the CRX. CRX now in the front left position. That is a fast lane, and he is a fast car. He is way out in front. About 7 or 8 cars ahead as they go over the jump. He is an absolutely lightning bolt out there, folks. He is definitely the fastest car in this group. Moving and grooving down across the finish line. He goes way far ahead of everybody else. There's the 2016, there's the 2018, and no Honda Civic Si. Those 2 cars in green highlighter will move on to the next round. We'll move them on the bracket, and then we're going to meet our second group of Hondas. There's a trick question in here. It's not really a question, but one of these cars looks like an Acura, but it's actually a Honda. Here's the EK9, Honda Civic EK9. Falcon livery, and then here's the S2000 in beautiful green, and another CRX. This time it's a 1988 CRX and a Honda Civic EG hatch. Do we call that an EG on the bottom of the car? We do call that an EG. I'm not sure what trim level that is. SI, DX, CX, I don't know. S2000 in the close lane here, really getting pushed behind by the EG hatchback. Looking good. I've had an S2000, I've had an EG hatch, I've had an EK hatch, and I've not had a CRX. I've had 3 of these 4 cars. 3 out of 4 ain't bad, guys. I used to be a Honda boy back in the day when I was in the car game. S2000 across the finish line first, Falcon EK9, EG, and then the black CRX in last place with 1 point. They rotate positions. The black CRX has his chance at the front left lane, outside, getting pushed by the EG. The EG looking absolutely fresh out there and fast. Will he be able to overtake the CRX? He tries to take the inside. He tries to take the outside. Now the inside. Is he going to be able to get by? He spins out, buckles under pressure. The CRX takes the win. EG, EK, S2000 across the finish line in that order. The point system here is 5, 3, 2, 1. And that's it. 0 if you don't finish. Out here on the Tiny Track Cars Open Circuit, brought to you by SPOOLHEADS Racing. Spoolheads Racing for 3D printed track. If you want to build a really cool track like this, head over to spoolheads.com or the video link in the description. Click that link, use code TTC, and you'll get 5% off your order. Any order, all orders. Spoolheads.com, awesome 3D printed custom track for your Hot Wheels racing. All sorts of laned options, open options. Just go spend some money at Spoolheads and thank me later. The cool part about it is you could buy just the track, and he has brackets to mount the track to a 2x3 piece of lumber, so you don't have to buy these 3D printed supports that are actually a ton of filament and cost a lot of money. But you can just use a piece of wood and paint it black, and it looks just like it. Down across the finish line, the EG is first, the CRX, S2000, and then the EK9. Who moves on in this group? I haven't really been taking track of the points. It's the black cars, and the ones with green in it, and a little bit of blue, don't move on. That CRX will race the other CRX. That EG will race both CRXs and the 2018 Type R from the other groups. We have our first premium, folks. It's the Honda Civic Type R Spoon Livery FL5, whatever you want to call it. It's got FTEs on it. It's a premium. Look out. Then we have a Honda Civic EG Hatch Drag Edition, and then a Honda Prelude in the mix, and then an EF hatchback. I've had two of these 4 cars. The EF hatch, EG hatch. Have never owned a Prelude. Have never liked the Prelude. I don't ever plan on getting a Prelude in my life. I did have a friend with an H22 Accord, which is pretty cool. All right, FL5 Spoon Civic out in front. Prelude right in his tail. Gives him a little bump as he go over the jumps. Contact over the jump is never a good idea. The drag Civic on the outside of the Prelude tries to make a move. Now he's battling on the inside. Inside of the Prelude, he does make the move. Is he going to be able to hold out the Prelude in the final stretch? No, the Prelude comes back, and maybe even the EF might have pulled ahead of the drag EG at the last second as well. Yes, he does. We freeze frame them at the finish line, and the EF out of nowhere, after the EG tried to pass the Prelude for second place, the EF came out of nowhere and stole the position. All right, they're out of there again, and the Prelude is in that front left spot. FL5 Civic Type R in the other lane, and that Prelude is absolutely flying out there. Massive air, followed right behind by the Honda Civic EF, and there's the Type R, dive bombing on the inside of that EF. What a pass. He almost didn't even touch him there, which is good, because you don't want to actually run into people at racing. That damages your car, and then you don't do well, you ding-dongs. Good news is this is diecast racing, folks. I know it's hard to believe, but these aren't real cars. They're toys. They're not real cars. They're not real cars. They're toys, and this is inside of a building, and this isn't real motorsports. However, we like to believe it is, and look at that Honda Prelude out there screaming, absolutely flying, followed by the EF hatchback. Surprisingly, that Honda Civic Type R is not looking the best, despite being the heaviest car out here by far and having FTE wheels. Just goes to show, folks, the heaviest cars don't always win. There's some drag issues, some rubbing issues with the track. It all depends on the casting, and if it's got a good set of axles on it, folks, weight doesn't always win. There, I said it. For you people in the comments who are like, that car won because it's faster. That's not always the case. EF out front, Prelude right behind. I would say the Prelude's probably the top contender in this group. Can he pass the Civic and down across the straightaway? He's close, but he doesn't get by him as they cross the finish line. And it's the EF hatch and the Honda Prelude knocking out the EG Drag Civic and the Honda Civic Type R Spoon, beautiful FTE car. It's a sad day to see that car home. Go home. See that? I would love to see that car at home, right at my home, right in my driveway. Park that thing right there. We have a Honda City Turbo 2, another Honda Civic Si, a Spectra Flame one from the Ultra Hots, and then we have another Honda Civic EF hatch, and then yes, an NSX, but it's a Honda NSX. And folks, that is a premium. Hot Wheels does not make a Honda NSX version in mainline. So I had to get my premium, I had to drill it, and I had to put some wheels on it. So that is a premium NSX with a wheel swap, because the NSXs that look like that, the Hot Wheels makes, are Acura NSXs, not Honda NSX Type Rs from Japan. Civic Si across the finish line first, And then the City Turbo 2 is, I don't even know if the City Turbo 2 has a chance. We just needed some extra Hondas, and we threw that sucker in there. Look at him. He's got his back tires off the ground. Good thing it's front wheel drive. That was VTEC. EF hatch over the jump first. Acura is not in this race. Honda NSX right behind him. Even though I could have raced some Acuras in here, right? Wow, what a crazy dive bomb move. Look at that. EF hatch slides to the outside. NSX slides right on the inside. Passes them as they go down across the finish line, jumping across the finish line. He will take 5 points in the win in race number 3? 2? This is 2. All right, folks. We have a great race going on. The NSX slides to the pole position, front left, getting pushed a little bit by the Honda Civic Si. Those two cars are looking good out there, leaving the EF and the Honda City Turbo 2 way in the back. Si on his roof. Does he have the opportunity to slide down all the way to the finish line? He's got good momentum, and he's got some cars behind him to push him. Is that Honda Civic Si going to make it across the finish line? It looks like he might. Thus far, is the Honda City Turbo 2 going to be able to catch him at the last second? Come on, baby. That's an NSX. Here comes the EF. Si on its hood, and City Turbo 2 hits him. He spins him around, and he doesn't make it across the finish line. You got to check your wax, boy. Wax your hood with some better polish, and you'll get yourself across the finish line. Insert wax plug sponsor right here. I'm telling you, we need a sponsor from a like Mother's Polish or something. Whoa, what a crazy move. The Civic lands, spins over, gets turned upside down by the NSX, up on the curb, looks like he's going to fly off the track, does a 50-50 grind, board slide, 2 wheels off the track. Now he's underneath the NSX, and then he takes off in first place. NSX gets passed by the EF, and then Honda Civic Si down across the finish line for first place, followed by the EF, NSX, and we all know what's going to happen with that car. He's going to go home. Not to my home. Not to my home. Even though I wouldn't mind one of those things. Cool little whips. Cool whip. Honda Civic Si moves on, and the NSX moves on. We head back over to the left-hand side of the bracket for 2 CRXs and a couple Civics. Who are you rooting for here, folks? Are you rooting for a CRX? Are you rooting for the Type R or the EG hatch? It's this CRX way out in front, followed by the 2018 Honda Civic. That is a 1985 CRX, and then we have slightly modified too. Not factory hood, got some other things going on with it. But the Honda 88 Honda Civic CRX, Honda CRX, is a factory car. I actually love. I think that's a Nightburner's car, with the black with the gold wheels. Not FTEs, but they are gold wheels, and that's a beautiful color scheme on that 88 CRX. The 85 CRX way out in front. Over the jump he goes. It's CRX game here, folks. CRX and CRX. The Honda EF tries to make a pass on the inside of the CRX. And does not make it, spins out, and looks like he might give the position up to the other Type R, but does not let it slide. Way out in front with 10 points is the 85 Turbo CRX. It's probably winning because it has a turbo on it. And none of these other cars have turbos. Actually, did the 2018 Civic Type R have a turbo yet, or was that not until the FL5s? Well, I kind of stopped following Civics after like the early 2000s. EF hatch out front, then CRX clan right behind. Will the EG be able to hold on to the win and take 5 points in this race? He does. Followed by CRX, and 2018 Type R, which is not doing so good against these faster cars. The Type R only has 4 points. Clinching is, I think, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, almost clinching his victory in the next round is the 85 CRX. But he's going to run this one anyways. He's in the back behind the Type R. The Type R decides to roll over on his roof. Will he be able to make it across the finish line? We find out right now. He's getting pushed by the CRX. CRX takes the inside. What a great move, avoiding that. Drafting off of him just a little bit and then launching to the inside. Putting his moves on this EG hatch way out in front, but not enough. Not even close. EG hatch way out in front. The second CRX gets by the Type R as the Type R slides to a screeching halt at the finish line stretch. 85 CRX and the Honda Civic EG hatch are going to the finals of the Honda Hustle here at Tiny Track Cars. What do you guys want to see next? What kind of tournaments do you want to see next? Drop me some recommendations in the comments. You want to see an all Mustang tournament? You want to see Ford versus Ferrari? Let me know what you want to see. I always take requests. I always love ideas. Whether I do them or not is a different story, but I always like seeing your guys' opinions. What kind of stuff do you want to see race on this track? Police chases, more Fast and Furious stuff, Pixar cars. We have one of those coming anyways, I'll tell you that, sneak peek. All right, the Civic Si on his roof. Those cars are notorious. The orange one did that, and that Ultra Hots one did it as well. Prelude across the finish line in reverse. Honda NSX Type R in second. And then the Civic Si does make it across the finish line despite being on his roof. And that scoring system was incorrect. But we will get it all straightened out here before the end of this video. I assure you that. All right, over the jump they go. The Prelude on the inside of the Civic. Civic Si was able to hold on to the first place spot, but the Prelude all over his tail. Moving and grooving back there, shaking and baking, but it's the Si Prelude. And wait, was it the Prelude? Watch this closely. Slow it down. Whoa, the Honda NSX Type R slides in for second place. What an epic move there by that awesome stinking car. Prelude really needed that point if he wanted to move on in this round because we have some fast cars in this group. The Honda Civic Si and the NSX are incredibly fast. There goes the Prelude again, up on his roof. Oh no, you hate to see that happen. He bounces off a post, gets passed by the EF. It's the Si way out in front and the Type R NSX right behind him. Here comes the EF hatch. And we have no Prelude at all. He gets a DNF. But it's not looking good for him anyways, folks. It's looking good for the Si and the NSX. We'll see if they can hold on to it. One more race they have. See, that 1 point difference isn't going to make a difference, I don't think, in our goofy clerical error there. I'm probably going to fire the points system lady, which is me. I keep track of the points during these races. And if I fire myself, you guys get no more YouTube videos. So I'm not going to fire myself because I like making these YouTube videos and I think you guys like watching them. If you are this far into the video, 17, 18 minutes, you probably like them as well. If you like my videos, let me know in the comments or by smashing that like button, or just don't do any of that. Just keep watching. Because I'm pretty sure YouTube just wants watch time. So if you watch the whole thing and you don't comment and you don't like it, that's fine too. I really just thank you for watching my videos. What a great finals we have here. We have a CRX out in front. That was 1, 2, 3, CRX, EG, and SI. Where, oh where is the NSX? NSX nowhere in sight. What a DNF. That's not how you want to start a finals here in the Honda Hustle. Almost called this one the Honda Hoedown, but we called it the Honda Hustle at the last second. We pulled the switcheroo because the Honda Hoedown has been done before. Oh no, CRX bounces off of the guardrail, takes out the EG. It's the SI out in front. The NSX gets free as well, but he's in reverse. That's not good for him. He might run into something. Look out, everybody at the finish line. There's a car coming in reverse. Whoa, that was close. I thought he was going to jump over the barrier there and hit Megan the reporter right in the dome piece, but he kept it on the track. They rotate positions, one car clockwise, NSX in the far lane, Civic Si in the close lane. Really, I think all these cars are matched up pretty well. It's just who keeps their car on the track. Not sure what happened there by the CRX, but he hit the brakes a little too hard, falls back in the pack. Civic Si trying to take a move on the NSX. We have an EG hatch spin out after he tries the dive bomb on the inside. Too aggressive of a move. Does not execute properly. Spins out and it's cost him a couple positions back there. NSX, SI, CRX, and there's the EG hatch who biffed it into that third corner, fourth corner, whatever corner it was. And out front with 10 points, we have the Honda Civic Si. The Type R, despite the Type R NSX, despite being in 0 points after the first race, is in second place. And the only car in front of him is the Civic Si, so let's see what happens for points. CRX flips over. He's out of it. NSX stays on his tires, is able to catch up to the Honda Civic EG, pushing on his bumper, takes the inside of the EG. Is he going to be able to get past? EG rockets ahead just slightly. EG across the finish line. Honda NSX. And then the Civic Si, and by 1 point, folks, 1 point, that DNF really cost him the race. 1 point, the Honda Civic Si takes the Honda Hustle. Thanks so much for watching my videos. If you want to see more of my videos, click that box right in the middle of my screen. I really, really do appreciate you being here, more than you actually know. Bye.